so far, how to get your profit out of your energy generation. So last time also we had discussed, the word transactive energy. Regarding transactive energy, we had seen that there are, so many misunderstanding and confusions regarding the word, basically. So on that context, I will start with the same. That is, smart grid is, a huge, very huge area, and out of that, only a small portion of that is transactive energy. So TE is one of the very small portion of the smart grid. So in smart grid, it may happen that your only electrical engineers may be there, computer may be there, IT professionals are there, economists are there, statisticians are there. So many people can come into the transactive energy. So as Jeet and Ranison has worked out, they had gone for lots of literature review, and in the end they had finalized their work, that is transactive energy. So based on the authors from the world over, we can see that basically there are three areas of transactive energy, that is transactive network management, transactive control, and P2P markets. Out of this P2P market has been explained very nicely by both Jeet and Ranison. So one of the portion, transactive energy, has also been covered. So let me go in little bit detail of that. That is transactive network management. So basically, transactive network management is doing what? So if there is a microgrid or some, let us say DER is there, or some minor generation is over here. So in that case, you will have a centralized and decentralized, this portion. You will have centralized and decentralized section in which you can identify particular algorithm, so that your energy can take the benefit. So energy benefit in the sense, you can earn money, you can have profit from that. Okay, and here mentioned that game theory. That game theory is nothing but kind of basically AI technique which can be used for algorithm, and this Ranison and Jeet both has worked very nicely for this. So this is the portion where you can go with the algorithm. And second, in transactive network management, this is your aggregator. So aggregator, role of aggregator is nothing but basically like mediator, or you can say broker, who will be mediating the buyers and sellers of the energy. So basically there is centralized portion also and a decentralized portion also. So in centralized, it is generally through some policies made by Government of India, and decentralized can happen in case of privatized section. So decentralized can be connected to, again, the network which will come under Government of India. So this is transactive network management, and you can imagine how many people will be required for this, right? Then there is a transactive control. So overall, management required for this. Overall management required for this definitely needs some control. Okay, so in case of transactive control, basically what type of control are required? One is, that is our DR control, that is distributed resources control, that is the approach. Second is based on price. Okay, and third is based on TIS and TFS. What is TIS and TFS? That is transactive incentive signal and transactive feedback signal. So whatever transaction occurs, according to that you can have your algorithm. So while you design any transactive control algorithm, you need this three kind of approach, that is DR approach, that is distributed resources approach, price based, and your transactive incentive signal base. Okay, and in DR base, very well that is time of use, fact acting DR, direct load control, and real time pricing. Out of this, three of them has been explained already in different case studies, that is time of use, direct load control, and real time pricing. The others are in price reaction based control. It is market price signal and shadow price signal. So basically, in a vegetable market, what happens? The same thing happens in this case. So in transactive energy, there is, wholesale market is there. In wholesale market, so many people are there who are ready to buy, and so many people are there who are ready to sell. So based on that, sometimes the lagging side will give you, a market price. So generally, while we enter into the vegetable market, the cost of every vegetable has been written. Similarly, the market price signal will be there that today for the energy, this is going to be the price. And similarly, you can purchase or either you can sell. Another thing, that is locational marginal prices. So sometimes, based on demand, if your supply is already been done, but even though you have extra energy which is needed to be supplied, otherwise, your generation becomes costlier. So in that case, you will go with locational marginal price. And for that also you can define the algorithm. So basically, your DR based algorithm will take care of this. Your price base, a price base will take care of these three things. And separately, that is another, that is TIS and TFS, as I said, that is incentive signal and feedback signal. So in that case, incentive based, like, when there is a season of Rakhi Raksha Bandhan, at that time we have separate initiation of, sending incentives to the people. Generally we give donations, all these things. So in that kind of terminology, the incentive schemes and feedback signals have been defined. So overall transactive control, the money control, can be done presently, as we had gone through the different research papers and projects. This is the control mechanism. Third one, that is P2P market. So in P2P market, it's but obvious that there is a bidding market and non-bidding market. So generally, bidding market happens when this required supply is very less compared to the buyer. So in that case, what happens, your cost of energy is going to rise. So in that case, bidding market is going to take care of it. Or otherwise, if your supply is very high and demand is less, then generally some of the portion goes on the towards non-bidding market sites. So this is also one of the concept for transactive energy. Now in India, based on transactive energy, so many things are happening. So let us see first what is the smart grid vision for India. And the vision says that transform the Indian power sector into a secure, adaptive, sustainable, and digitally enabled ecosystem. So overall power sector is going to be divided into, four things, or you can say the parameters of it. The characteristic of the smart grid, that is secure, it should be secure, adaptive, easily from customer side as well as from the supplier side, sustainable, and a digitally enabled ecosystem. So anyhow, from your mobile also you can operate your grid, and it should be, bi-directional communication. What happens because of this? That provides reliable and quality energy. So here comes, major issue. Now reliability and the quality is concerned for both, especially for the customers. Okay, for all with active participation of the stakeholders. So overall smart grid vision of India, that has been defined in 2013, and it says that security, adaptability, sustainability, and digital communication system, which will provide reliability and quality of energy to whom? To the customers. Okay, and for that, Government of India has decided 4 sections, that is distribution, transmission, policy standard and regulation, and the 4, that is other motivation and initiatives by the Government of India. So in distribution and transmission, government has started changing the policies regarding, they had made a different zones, and all these things are happening. And for transmission also, they are taking care of AT&C losses, and so many issues are there with the transmissions, like, DC transmissions, AC transmissions, people want at different voltage levels. So based on that, so there should be some policy framework. So I'll touch only the portion regarding the smart grid vision for India, whatever India is doing in case of smart grid, and which is concerned with transactive energy. So I'm going to take only those portions from the smart grid of India. It is related to transactive energy only. Okay, I'm not touching other areas. There are so many things on smart grid India, but I'm going to touch only the transactive energy portion of smart smart grid of India. Fine. Next is the policy standard and regulations. So government has decided different policies, and the red bubble, whichever red bubble is shown, that is related to transactive energy. So the first is formulation of effective customer outreach and communication programs for active involvement of consumers in the smart grid implementation. So to do this, we need to communicate with the customers, right? And we have to reach to every customer, every single person, every corner of India. Everybody should have, the power supply. So that is what we say, that is 24/7 power supply to everyone in India. Okay. Second, this is fourth one, that is actually, but second in relation to TE, it says policies for grid interconnection of captive consumer generation facilities, which includes renewables, wherever technically feasible, policies for rooftop solar, NAT metering, feed-in tariff, and policies for peaking power stations by 2014. So that is what now it is happening. Rooftop solar installations are happening, NAT metering is happening. Everywhere, everybody is asking for grid interconnection. Whoever has installed the solar rooftop, they ask for the benefit, what how they can get benefit, the subtraction of that energy generation from the energy bill. So many things are there. So this is the policy government has decided. And now third, in context to T, that is policies supporting improved tariffs such as dynamic tariff, variable tariffs, as in earlier case study said, that is real-time tariff, okay, TOU based tariff. So all these things are there, and that should be is to be completed by 2017. So but obviously it has been finished, right? So this is what the transactive energy policy concerns. Apart from this, as this is a Ministry of Power, Government of India has declared, the ninth one and fourth for TE, that is development of business models to create alternate revenue streams by leveraging the smart grid infrastructure to offer other services. So now if I am interested to earn lots of rupees, I can have my own revenue stream, and I can go and model to the government for my business policies regarding energy trading or transactive energy. So I'm going to buy or I'm going to sell the energy. So I can become the aggregator, okay? And for that, government has already started working. Meanwhile, I'll tell you, if you have any question, please drop in the chat so that we can discuss later. Okay, so this is the policy Government of India has decided. And based on that, the policy and tariffs in 12th plan and 12th plan of our budget, financial budget, it is said implementation of dynamic tariff should be done within 12th plan. Mandatory demand response programs for selecting categories of consumers, that should be done, and tariff mechanism for rooftop solar PVs, NAT metering, feed-in tariff should be completed within 12th plan. And as you know, we had, our Government of India has changed that from budgetary session to this Niti Aayog, and the date for the Niti Aayog has been said, that is 30th September 2017. So 12th plan or after 30th September, Niti Aayog is working. Now the question mark comes to the choice of electricity supply to consumer in metros and selected urban areas. So suppose I want only power that is generated by solar or wind. So that comes, the choice of electricity supplier for openness and the consumers. Now, mandatory demand response program is also there, which is in larger section to the consumers. And secondly comes electricity supplier for, easiness to all the consumers. So these things are still pending and in the process. Government of India has done in 2013, that is 9th January 2013, it is declared, 14 different smart grid pilot projects. And this 14 smart grid pilot projects has been already started. Some of them has been already, cancelled, and some of them has been already surveyed, and some of them has been already finished. So you can see here, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Haryana, all the states are having all this, smart grid pilot projects. Out of that, Gujarat has one with UGVCL, okay, and most of the states, you see all the smart grid pilot project has common word, and that common word is nothing but AMI. So while I was typing, this AMI, actually my wife's name is Ami, so she asked, "Why are you typing my name?" It is not so. AMI is Advanced Metering Infrastructure. So this advanced metering infrastructure has been implemented, and this will be very, very useful, very, very useful for transactive energy mechanism, because ultimately it is the monitoring of energy which is going to be done by AMI, and you can get the data of energy usage. And after that, earlier, as I said, the smart grid pilot project has been initiated in 2013, and government of India has done, Lokarpan in February 2019, and that is with UGVCL. So in this particular inauguration, it is said that UGVCL, that is one of the Discom of Gujarat, is going to do advanced metering infrastructure, peak load management, and outage management. So for that, the circle is decided, that is Naroda of Sabarmati circle. So near to the Torrent power supplier and almost in contact with ALDC. So this Naroda of Sabarmati circle has been targeted to implement 10,000 AMI structures at different locations, including HT and LT consumers. And this pilot project is going to cover 22,230 consumers in Naroda, which AMI may be in a separate zone wise, which has more than 6 or 7 houses in colony. Some additional functionalities like load forecasting and asset management are also proposed, and functionalities of load forecasting, peak power management, and outage management are also considered under this smart grid pilot project. In this, government is going to invest, I'll go with the last one. In this, government is going to invest around 23.18 crore rupees. That is the cost of final project. And Ministry of Power is going to spend around 12 crore rupees. So the funding program has been done with the government of India, and it is already started. Somehow, luckily, I was in contact with some engineers, those who are doing this, smart grid pilot project. So I would like to share their experiences. In conversation with them, who worked here with UGVCL in Ahmedabad, Naroda region, they say that they had faced lots of opposition from the consumers to install smart meter. Some of the cases are that people are not ready to allow smart meter. Definitely, if you are going for installing smart meter, you have to ask, you have to take consent from the consumer that whatever formalities are there, you have to fill. So the consumers in the Naroda region were not initially agreed to change their meter, and they had lots of questions कि भाई आप ये मीटर डालोगे तो ज्यादा बिल आएगा, मुझे लगता है कि आप मेरे मीटर अच्छा रीडिंग दे रहा है, तो you need to change. Lots of things are there. Ultimately, consumer is consumer, so they started questioning. भाई अगर आप स्मार्ट मीटर लगाओगे तो आपको पता चल जाएगा हम घर पे है कि नहीं है, अगर हम घर पे नहीं है तो आप हमारे घर में चोर भेज सकते हो, कुछ भी कर सकते हो. So many questions. So the engineers were lots of in trouble, and as government is spending money and government policies, this need to be implemented. So for that, they had to create understanding and training and awareness program for the consumers. So it took almost 4 to 5 months to understand what smart meter is and why they are doing all these things. The difficulty faced by them, that is also smart meter manufacturing in India. So at that time, there were only 2 manufacturers who had their own patent to work with the smart meters. And the tendering work and all has been delayed, so they are not getting supplied. Even though the money is ready to be paid, they are waiting for the smart meter. So that was the issue during the smart grid pilot project. Second is communication setup issues and hardware purchase. So only smart meter is not there, but along with that you need to have, the communication cables. You have to lay the cables, and you have to connect them to the RMUs, this particular zonal units which have feeder remote terminal unit, all these things, all the hardwares you need to separately purchase. So these things are big issues with the smart grid pilot project, especially with the UGVCL I'm talking. And this is, I am writing here because the engineer has told me, and he shared his experiences with me, but he told that I'll not declare his name, so I am writing just engineer. Next I'll go with, that is, another smart grid power project, that is with this which one, Puducherry is there. Just a minute, by the time it clicks. Puducherry is there, and in Hyderabad there is Jedimethi region is there, where they had, why it is not there? Okay. Let me change the pointer. Okay. Yeah, fine. So in Jedimethi region of Hyderabad, they had this smart grid pilot project, and along with that Puducherry region, they had the smart grid pilot project. And in that, the little bit same issues are there. This is the presentation from PES by Amit Jain sir. I had taken consent of his to use the particular presentation. Here, present status are there, different status. I'll not go in depth of that, but let me go to this. Okay, before we go to the particular project, it says advanced metering and infrastructure. What all these things are doing, So strategy is TOU, last column. Okay, TOU. So that is time-based, utility-based, time-based tariff. That is CPP tariff policy, and rate recovery for AMI investment. So whatever you are investing, that also should be taken care. That means it should not come into the losses. And demand side management has to be taken care. Outage management, utility, renewable, especially electronic devices are there. IEDs are there for the communications. So in overall every smart grid pilot project, these kind of things are there, and all the projects has been covered by AMI. And this is what I am talking. Jedimetla Hyderabad region, that is, this region has been implemented with smart grid pilot project, as our UGVCL is there. Similarly, there is a concept of zonal region. In that, a particular circle is there, in which 43 feeders are there, which has implemented AMI. And it has come to conclusion that they had reduced the losses by almost 9.11%, and the total connected load is around 101 megawatt for this smart grid pilot project. And they had a very good response from the public, and they had revenue collection of more than 28.44 crore. Okay. So this is what TOU zones, 8 zones are there, 25 hours target range is there. As the case study has been explained, similarly you should have the target hours. LT and HT ratio has been mentioned. I'm going to share these slides with you, so you will get by email all this material. This is the structure, the architecture implemented in Hyderabad Smart Grid Pilot Project. That is CDPCL SCADA system and IT communication is there. SGMC is there, and using GSM CDMA technology, there is a smart metering network. Individual zones are done, and TMUs have been set up for that. So all the communication is done in this method. That is it at Hyderabad. Then in Puducherry region, there's this pilot project. There is a Puducherry control center at Chennai, which is taking care of billing and GIS mapping. So in that, with this communication has been done through different AMI infrastructure, in which data collector is there, that is DCU is there, TMU is there, FRTU is there, FPI is there. All this additional hardware has been communicated with the pilot project. And this substation having 110 to 11 kV underground and 110 to 22 kV overhead, that has been communicated, and AMI is taking care of all the communication from this particular feeder to this Pondicherry control center at Chennai. So this smart meter communication has been done under this SGPP, that is Smart Grid Pilot Project. As the SCADA control system is there, so there is a DM zone is there. All the different PLC and DMS system has been communicated through data bus, and a cloud has been purchased from the MTNL. MTNL has given the cloud space, and RTUs are being storing their data. All these things are happening, and it is already done. So VPS, VTM, and VER, that has been loaded. Okay, VTN, that is your virtual terminal network, and VEN, that is your virtual end node. Okay, now there are many experiences has been displayed by all these smart grid pilot projects, those who are already been succeeded. Some of them has been cancelled. The local government has denied to implement. So basically AMI, that is with tariffs, that is with remote connections and outage management systems and the power quality issues. So all these things are various experiences felt by the person. These are the references of Amit Jain sir. I'll go back to my presentation now. If you have any question, please write in the chat so that we can discuss later on. Okay. Now the question comes is, who is going to take benefit of the smart grid pilot projects, installation of AMI, and what we are talking, this transactive energy. So what happens because of all this? That is transactive energy, AMI, smart grid pilot projects. I am sitting at my home. I don't bother whether my meter is smart or not smart, whether it is manual reading or automatic reading or anything. As a customer, will it get me benefit? Is the transactive energy is going to take me at a larger stage, or can I have earning money from this? Yes, definitely. So the question comes, these all benefits will come to three ways particularly. First benefit, that is this employment rate is going to increase. Second thing, that is the local companies which are in association with cable manufacturing, associated with the measurement and instrumentation sections, they'll take the benefit. And third, the person, the company or the institute, whoever has installed power plant that is based on solar, whoever has energy storage system with them, large energy storage system with them, and whoever has ability to understand TOU, DR, and the policy, will definitely start earning money based on this. And that is what transactive energy is going to give you. The transactive energy, the term says transaction of something. If we say the vegetable market, similarly, now this is a virtual market of energy. And this virtual market of energy is going to give you lots of rupees if you understand. As you know, so many people are investing in stock exchange. Similarly, now people will start investing in energy sector. So this is, not new, but this is already happening. But now the scope has been coming out. It has been disclosed by so many people that this is one of the scope to earn money also. So take the benefit of this transactive energy. As in already, different cases, it is said, the wholesale market is there. Okay, third party person is there who is in communication with the seller and who is in communication with the buyer. What a wonderful thing is this. Just imagine that instead of energy, you just think of this. This is a vegetable market, and this is the frame shown here. Let us say this is one shop. Inside this shop, there is an apple buyer and seller. Let us say these are the farmers who has apples, and these are the buyers who wants to go out and sell the apples. Okay, so now different qualities of apples are there which are coming to this guy who is working as aggregator, rather you can say the broker, and this broker is taking care of all types of apples and sending to this guy whoever is having its capacity. Suppose my capacity is to buy 50,000 rupees apple, he will give me 50,000 rupees apple. If my capacity is to buy 1 lakh rupees apple, he will give me 1 lakh rupees apple. So this is what happening. Now this is, just imagine in terms of energy. So whoever is generating energy will go to that aggregator, and the aggregator will sell to this particular buyer, whoever has capacity to buy. Right? A very wonderful thing here, and this is a huge thing is going to come, and many challenges are there, especially for academicians and industries in India. The T markets, the term said, that is local market, P2P market, forward market, and spot market. Okay, so forward market is kind of a predictive market, and spot market is kind of a real-time market, which Jeet and Ganesan has shown. So this forward market is going to give you benefit. So you have to be all-time alert. What will happen to the Sensex? So similarly, what will happen to my energy cost now? So this is going to give you lots of rupees. Okay, so and this is the thing. I also want to tell that Jeet and Renaissance has developed one mobile app related to this, and they had a very good algorithm for this. And they know, say for example, there is a thermal storage, there is a power that is based on solar, and if you have a storage system, how can you earn money out of this? So there is an optimization app for energy. So they have done transactive energy application in mobile, especially in Android phone, and it is under copyright procedure, and it is very well going to come soon to the guys. If you have any question, please discuss. And before I end, these are the words to learn. So I'm going to share this presentation also. And in conclusion, I'll say that we are on the way, but still not ready for transactive energy. Lots of skilled persons are required for transactive energy, and TE, the persons are going to be highly in demand, especially manufacturers and service providers. They are going to be large profit makers, and transactive energy is going to be the sector of new generation. I think you understand. The new generation is, the generation of the students. Jeet, like Renaissance is there, Tirth is there, Hers is there. These students, the new generation is going to take over this transactive energy. As it has been concerned with lots of programming and algorithm and understanding every sensors and devices. Okay, so this is the conclusion for today. In the next, we'll try to understand this application and web page, and how this Power Stock Exchange is working. If you have any question, please let us know so that we can discuss.